Welcome to Puerto Rico English News, the only English-speaking broadcast of local Puerto Rican news and entertainment. Please subscribe. Keep us alive.
Saturday, November 20th, the police department investigates 11 murders reported between Saturday night and early Sunday morning in various towns in Puerto Rico. One of the violent deaths occurred at 6:51 p.m. yesterday, Saturday, on Avenida San Patricio, near Suizaderi, in Puerto Nuevo. The victim has not been identified. At 10:06 p.m., a double murder occurred on Mango Street, in the Buenaventura neighborhood, in Carolina. At the scene, the agents came across the shot bodies of Ray Alex Diaz Acaña, 43, and Reynaldo Biriel Rodriguez, 42, in circumstances that are under investigation. A few minutes later, at 10:24 p.m., a double murder was recorded on PR 193 in front of a business in Luquillo, Puerto Rico. The victims were identified as Jose Pacheco Garcia, 50, and Pablo Enrique Delgado, 37. Both had criminal records. 6 of the 11 murders were registered in the early hours of Sunday, November 21st, reported the police. One of these violent deaths occurred at 12:15 a.m. in front of Building 10 of the Roosevelt Residential, in Mayagüez. There, the body of Mario Matos Laguna, 25 years old and known as Pipo, was found, shot to death in circumstances that are under investigation. At 1:54 a.m. the authorities investigated another murder registered in a residence on Dr. Joaquin Bosch Street in the Quinta Section neighborhood, in Levittown, Toa Baja. There, they found inside a Chrysler touring car the shot body of a man, identified by relatives as Pedro Pablo Torres Ascanio, 40, who lives there. In Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, 65-year-old Marino Nelson Paired was also shot dead. These events occurred at 2:21 a.m. on Calle Las Velas, in the Sultana neighborhood. Reports indicate his car was struck by stray bullets from 2 cars firing at each other on PR2. Another violent death was reported Sunday morning on Fernandez Juncos Avenue, in San Juan, where a man was also shot. When agents arrived at the crime scene, they found Ferdinand Gonzalez Rivera, 21, shot, who was transported to Ashford Hospital, in Condado, where a doctor on duty certified his death. The most recent murder was reported at 4:47 a.m. on Cecilia Street, in Hato The victim of this crime has not been identified. On the other hand, at first the police had classified another death reported in Sierra Linda, by Amon as a murder, but later it was indicated that the cause of death has yet to be determined. The body had bruises in the head area. Until midnight Sunday, the police counted 543 murders so far this year, 61 more than the 482 registered during the same period of 2020.
Authorities are investigating a double murder reported at noon, Monday, November 22nd on the PR 53 expressway, heading from Guayama to Salinas, Puerto Rico. The car-to-car shooting occurred at 12:30 p.m. at kilometer 86.2. According to preliminary information, the victims, 2 men, are in a vehicle at the scene. The scene is under investigation.
Monday, November 22nd, Salil, Puerto Rico. The authorities are investigating the events in which a 44-year-old woman died in the early hours of Monday, after parachuting into space from an antenna in the municipality of Salil. A call to the 911 emergency system alerted the police at 12:46 a.m. It is believed that the woman, who was identified as Jasmine M. Perez Rivera and a resident of Arecibo, was practicing an extreme sport with another person when she launched herself into the void. According to the preliminary investigation, the deceased apparently faced a problem with her parachute, which did not open. The victim allegedly jumped from an antenna into a space of approximately 300 feet. She was accompanied by 2 men.
By Amon, Puerto Rico, November 18th, 4 people were released on bail after first-degree murder charges were filed for fatally beating a man after a discussion of family inheritance, the police reported. According to the investigation, Jimmy Lopez Saez, 47, had a discussion with his uncle Victor Saez Rivera, over inheritance, at the Brisas del Verde business in Naranjito, on June 18. Later, the victim, Lopez Saez went to the parking lot and was attacked with fists and kicks by Saez Rivera, 64, Giovanni Saez Barrios, 30, Lilian M. Saez Rivera, 50, and Antonio Saez Rivera, 54. The injured person died 6 days later, on June 24, at the Rio Piedras Medical Center Hospital, due to the trauma he received. Judge Manuel Mendez Cruz, of the Bayamon Court, determined cause for arrest against the 4 defendants and imposed a bond of $50,000. All were placed under electronic supervision.
Fajardo, Puerto Rico, November 17. A judge of the Fajardo court determined Wednesday that the motion for dismissal filed by businessman Salil A. Zaveri, accused of killing a dog on the golf course of the Rio Mar Hotel in Rio Grande, has not been accepted. The events occurred on May 8, when Zaveri ran into the animal at hole 17 and drew a compact firearm, Glock 26, that he carried in one of his ankles and fired 2 shots at the dog because, apparently, took one of the balls. The court determined on August 19 that the businessman had to face a trial on charges of mistreating an animal, and for pointing and firing a firearm in a public place after killing a real dog. Then, Zaveri's defense presented on September 24 the motion for dismissal, in which it alleged that the law for the welfare and protection of animals was very broad and that he was intended to be tried for an act not defined as a crime in law because, he alleged, it did not criminalize the killing of stray animals. The businessman, who lives in Miramar, said he killed the animal in self-defense because it was running towards him and that there were also 2 other dogs on the way. He recognized that he fired the first shot at a distance of approximately 3 feet. Zaveri could face a sentence of up to 20 years in jail if found guilty on all 3 charges: mistreatment of an animal, pointing a firearm in a public place, and firing a firearm in a public place.
Bayamon, Puerto Rico, November 16. J. O'Neill Gonzalez Mercado was convicted on 6 October this year, for the kidnapping and murder of Rosimar Rodriguez Gomez. Rosimar Rodriguez Gomez, 20, was kidnapped from in front of a relative's residence on September 17, 2020. The young woman's body was found in Dorado, Puerto Rico on September 27. The Judge Carmen Otero Ferreras, of the Court of Bayamon, delayed the review and sentencing of J. O'Neill Gonzalez Mercado, because the Department Correction and Rehabilitation, DCR, failed to present their report.
Guayama, Puerto Rico, November 22. The police reported this Tuesday morning that 2 men who were killed Monday, in the middle of a car-to-car shooting at kilometer 86.2 of the PR-53 expressway in the direction of Guayama to Salinas, Puerto Rico. According to the police, both were residents of San Juan, and were 23 and 33 years old. Police officers found a burned vehicle that matches the descriptions of the vehicle used Monday by the criminals who killed the 2 men on the PR-53 expressway. Also, a disturbing video has emerged of the incident. The video is violent and viewer discretion is advised.
Guayama, Puerto Rico, Kevin Anthony Soto Vázquez, accused of the murder of Sandra Bones Roque, will face a preliminary hearing for this crime after being found mentally stable to face the indictment, Judge Rubimar Miranda Rivera, of the Guayama Court, determined this November 23. The Guayama Prosecutor's Office filed charges July 8 of this year, for murder and violations of the arms law against Kevin Anthony Soto Vázquez, 18, who allegedly confessed to killing Sandra Bones Roque, 22, in front of the minor children of the victim, on July 5, in Guayama.
Arecibo, Puerto Rico, November 23. Agents from the Arecibo district of the Police Bureau arrested 3 individuals on Tuesday morning in connection with a reported robbery at the Hyatt Place and Casino Atlantico Hotel located in Manatí, Puerto Rico. During the robbery, which took place early Tuesday morning, at the Casino Atlantico, the suspects made off with $160,000.
Washington, D.C. November 18, the United States House of Representatives approved, 220 to 213, the Budget Reconciliation Bill with President Joe Biden's Comprehensive Social Agenda, which proposes to extend the Supplemental Security Income (SSI) program to Puerto Rico residents and increase Medicaid allocations for the island to $3.6 billion annually. Local officials feel this will substantially improve the Medicaid program in Puerto Rico, whose medical indigent population has increased due to economic stagnation exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Washington, D.C. November 18. President Joe Biden announced his intent to nominate Puerto Rican physician Lester Martinez Lopez as Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs in the Department of Defense. Lester Martinez Lopez is a U.S. Army retired Major General.
Miss World 2021 will be the 70th edition of the Miss World pageant to be held on December 16, 2021 at the José Miguel Aguilar Coliseum in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Toni Ensing of Jamaica will crown her successor at the end of the event. This year, the swimsuit competition, Miss World Beach Beauty, will return after a 5-year hiatus. On Sunday, November 21st, the Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport was dazzling throughout the day, as it received more than 100 participants from all over the world who will be part of the Miss World 2021 beauty pageant. Aria Mariel Diaz Rosado will be representing Puerto Rico.
November 23, the Puerto Rican actor and playwright of the Broadway musical, Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda has joined the Feed a Soul This Christmas campaign, with the aim of feeding the indigent in Puerto Rico, the community initiative organizer of the mission reported. The actor and playwright of Puerto Rican origin was impressed by the work that Iniciativa Comunitaria does to help very needy populations in Puerto Rico. You can find more information about this charity at www.initiativacomunitaria.org.
Here's your weather forecast for Puerto Rico for the rest of the week. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Help us survive.